Good day to all of you. We are here today to review a book called Catalyst by Chandramouli Venkatesan. My name is Syed Hassan and we'll be spending the next few minutes about what I have personally learned from this book, and some snippets which could be useful for anyone pursuing a corporate career. Now, what is unique about this book is it goes beyond the typical traits required for success, which is about education, intelligence, hard work, communication, and it mentions about some specific catalysts which are required at different points of time in a corporate job to be truly successful. And the author is well positioned to write a book like this. Venkatesan or Chandramouli Venkatesan has done very senior roles in companies like say Cadbury's, in Onida, in Pidlite, and in Asian Paints. And as MD and CEO, he's also done roles in HR as the HR head of Cadbury's, which leaves him in a very good position to write a book like this with good expertise on the people domain too. And this book has been written by him during a sabbatical which he has taken in 2016, and I like the part in the book where he talks about the best ROI during a sabbatical period was in writing a book like this and sharing his own personal experiences for the benefit of others. And I believe that he has done it really well, and the humility and the simplicity comes out very well in different aspects of what he is trying to convey, communicate, and share his experiences and knowledge. Now, getting into the contents of the book, it is structured in three parts. Part 1 is about career growth. Part 2 is about managing a career. And part 3 is about the personal life values and how they impact work and career of a corporate professional. Now, the part 1, like what we spoke about, is on the individual growth. And I like an equation which Mouli has used, which says individual growth is equal to the real individual growth plus or minus environmental aspects. And when he says success is equal to real individual growth and the environmental aspects is plus or minus, what he says is over a period of time, the environmental aspects, the headwinds and tailwinds, the luck, position, opportunities, all those tend to compensate or balance each other. And finally, what makes a person truly successful in a long haul is about the real individual growth. And how does one achieve real individual growth is a combination of a few things. And those are the catalysts that Mouli talks about in the book. Catalyst number 1 is about converting time into real experience. We all tend to think that, hey, I'm spending enough hours at work, I have very specifically defined targets, and my manager gives me stretched targets and ensures that, say, I am continuously working and I am delivering something day on day. Does it really translate into experience, or do years translate into experience? The answer is no. Real experience is obtained by being part of, say, large learning cycles, and focusing on depth and understanding newer areas, on every day, every week, and the time that we put in. That's what contributes to real experience. And this is what Mouli gives us a catalyst, to measure it, called TMRR, which is about having specific targets, measuring where we are vis-a-vis those targets, and reviewing and reflecting. Please note that these targets are not the organizational targets, but our own targets on whether we are truly investing our time in the learning. Those are the learning targets that Mouli talks about, which helps in converting time to experience. The second part of real individual growth is about the learning cycles. And the author firmly believes that we should invest time in major learning cycles. Setting up of an end-to-end, say, center of excellence, could be in finance, could be in supply chain, could be in any area, any job that we are doing. We should not jumping or hopping jobs quite often and get caught in the rat race, etc., and lose out on the learning experience. This is what a major learning cycle brings a lot of value to an individual's long-term career, and that defines the what of it. Okay, and the how of it is defined by TMRR. So a combination of TMRR, okay, plus the major learning cycles could be a true benefiting equation for someone looking at corporate success in the long run. And the third part of the individual growth is the circle of influence. This is from Stephen Covey, okay, that the author has picked up, and he talks about spending a lot of time on the circle of influence rather than the circle of concern, which means focus on your strength, focus on your area, expand that area, expand your circle of influence, okay, and operate at a thought leadership level. Okay, don't operate at just a functional or a domain level, operate at a level which is much beyond, expand it, and that in turn will bring in a true experience which will be really useful in the long run. So individual growth part 1 is a combination of converting time to real experience, and 2, it's about the major learning cycles, and 3 is about the circle of influence. That's part 1 of the book. Okay, and part 2 is about managing a career, one's career. Career is going to be a long haul. Okay, everyone spends 40 plus years in a typical corporate life, and split into 2 parts. Part 1 in the first 20 is relatively easier. Okay, and 95% of the people are successful in the first half, but only 5% are successful in the second half. There are reasons why only specific individuals, okay, are successful in the second half. Okay, it's a combination of what we know about the organizational pyramid, getting the right bosses, and third is about preparedness. Okay, and the book talks about how to ensure the right preparedness, okay, for being successful. When we talk about preparedness, the roles in the second half, the senior roles, are very different. Okay, unlike in the first half, which are incremental. Okay, you will be a planner, you will be a senior planner, then you become a head of supply chain planning. Okay, and or you could be an engineer in the factory, you could be a senior engineer, and then you lead production, or become a factory manager. Unlike those, okay, this will be a very different jump. Okay, it will be from a factory manager role to a supply chain director role, okay, which is end-to-end, okay, plan, source, make, deliver, which is very different from the incremental part or the incremental steps taken in the first half. So the traits required, okay, or the preparedness required, okay, is very, very different. Now, how does one prepare for it in the first half is what the book talks about. Okay, already what we saw about investing in the major learning cycles, focusing on depth over width, and ensuring that we don't quit jobs, okay, because of the demand, okay, but look at what the current job has to offer in terms of learning, invest time, invest in learning, ensure that the learning is end-to-end, okay, before looking at any quit decisions, unless it is about a fitment, okay, or if it is about lack of learning. Okay, until then the quit related say aspect should not come in as part of an individual's career planning. So that's about say the career management aspect in the long run, and what is required for success in the second half, okay, which is real contributions and real focus, attention on depth in the first half. The third part of the book is about the personal life and values around it. Okay, we all know that the values or the beliefs or the attitudes of the individual personally, okay, clearly shows on the workplace too. Okay, it shows on the behaviors that we have with others, etc. Now, the author also talks about the Maslow's theory of needs, which we all know about. Similar to that, okay, there is a pyramid at senior levels. Okay, it's about say at the base level, it's that say sense of achievement, sense of pride, okay, which is a hungry beast, okay, which has to be continuously fed. And above that comes the mastery of what we are doing and on what we are doing, and the next is about the sense of purpose. What tends to happen is at senior levels we are expected to operate from the level of mastery and purpose, but the hungry beast within us, okay, which has been fed time and again, okay, over a long haul, okay, in terms of achievement, continues to be hungry and ask for more. that's where a passionate driving hobby comes in very, very handy. Okay, that's where at senior levels we would have seen many people, okay, going for marathons, clocking times, okay, wanting to improve their own speeds, okay, or going for expeditions, trekking, etc. Okay, these are the reasons for those are to feed that hungry beast, and they in turn say are satisfied with that, and when they are in the workplace, it's all about the mastery, sense of purpose, and building teams and helping teams achieve, okay, rather than being in the competing space with their team members, okay, on the achievement part. So that's about the third part in terms of personal life and values around it. So in summary, the three parts of the book, okay, in terms of the individual growth, or the second part in terms of the career management, third part in terms of personal life and values around it, are truly interesting and provide many catalysts, okay, throughout the book for success. So if I have to rate this book on clarity of thought and what it wants to convey, I would rate it on a 9 out of 10. If we are to talk about the content vis-a-vis what other books have to offer, I like the structure and the uniqueness around what Molly has got to offer to those in a corporate career, and it will be a 8 or 9 out of 10 again. And in terms of the writing style, okay, Molly is not a professional writer, okay, so we should have that in mind when we are talking about the writing style of the author. It's fairly simple, colloquial, and easy to understand, a quick read of less than 200 pages, so maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10. And will I recommend this book, okay, to other readers? Obviously, yes. It's a strong yes, especially for those in the corporate space. I would rank it very high at possibly a 9 or 9.5 out of 10. In summary, personally I enjoyed, okay, reading this book and benefiting from it, and I would strongly recommend, okay, everyone, okay, who is interested in success in careers and in corporate life to buy this book. Okay, it's available on all the websites, Amazon, Flipkart, etc. It's and also in the stores. I heard that it's selling really well now. Okay, and all the very best, and I hope you will also benefit and enjoy reading this book. Thank you for this time, and look forward to the next review. Thank you.